Hello, my name is Miriam Alvarado. I'm 17 and I go to AV High School. Right off the bat, I went to AV High School and joined our agricultural program. Through this ag program, we have something called FFA, which is a national organization that highlights leadership in agriculture. This helped form my perspectives of sustainability and really allowed me to take advantage of opportunities that were coming my way. I definitely think of sustainability in a very agriculturalist perspective. Thinking about the soils, conserving water, or ways to feed our nation are all things that go into my mind when I think of the word sustainability. Thankfully, through the hydroponic lettuce system and the greenhouse I've been able to work at Antelope Valley High School for the last 4 years has encompassed my endeavors in sustainability. Right off the bat, I live in Lancaster, California, and living in Lancaster, there is some agriculture about 20 miles away from campus. And a lot of people who live in Lancaster live in trailers or small neighborhoods and communities. We're not really exposed to agriculture. We're not exposed to that kind of production. Because we're not exposed to the way our food's made, a lot of people don't really care too much about how it's being made or the ways and how it's being done. And a lot of times people will think of agriculture as a lot less than what it really is. A huge issue that we've seen within our society, and especially in Southern California, is the drought and our water resource being very scarce. And although agriculture only uses 40% of this water, there are ways to reduce our impact. And although not every community, not every huge industry can move to hydroponics lettuce systems or just hydroponic or greenhouse systems, I was able to, and I had the attainability and I felt like a responsibility to make sure that our produce for our school was being produced in a way that's going to help sustain our planet, help conserve water, and teach students the value of agriculture. So at school we made posters. At school we spread it by word of mouth. But we were also teaching students, younger students, at Kids Farm Bureau Day at the AV Fair. And for the last 3 years, we've been able to take our project to do that. And kindergartners, about 800 of them, will come, learn about pH levels, learn about nutrient levels, and the importance of just hydroponics and why a hydroponic system and a greenhouse system is an efficient way to control pests, is an efficient way to make sure there's no contamination. And it's a very good way to help reduce water price and reduce your footprint of water. So I took on the task of being greenhouse manager, and if I hadn't done it, we really didn't have many other students who had the time to do this. Reason being a greenhouse manager means I can't go on holidays. I have to be there even when we're all in break. And we have to make sure that the food is always in tip-top shape, we're not having any infestations, and that our water is being constantly cleaned out, and the systems are working, the pump is working, and reconstructing everything. And then this last year, we've been working on a reconstruction process. And that means we've been taking apart everything and rebuilding, and just finding ways to make sure that our greenhouse and our hydroponic system will be here for years to come. Our lettuce actually goes to our school, AV High School, and when we have mass production, it'll go to other schools within the district. And being able to have a hands-on experience, learning about food safety, learning about the 6-week process to get a seedling into a head of lettuce is something invaluable to me, and it definitely has taught me the true value of what it means to look for sustainable practices in agriculture, what it means to look for sustainable practices that help everyone. In this way, our students were able to understand that we have a program that can teach you about the food that you're eating, that can make you learn how to grow your own food and how to be sustainable in your own ways. I believe a big issue with sustainability is that people don't understand why it's so vital and why it's so important. And by just being able to take charge of this and being able to use this in my project for the last 4 years has really allowed me to connect with students in and outside of our agriculture program and teach them about how food is made, teach them about why it's important for us to take care of our water resource. For me, this experience has taught me how passionate I am for agriculture, teaching, and sustainability. This upcoming fall, I hope to study at Chico State University and study to be an agriculture teacher under agriculture science and ag education. I believe our largest issue with sustainability is that students just don't understand. And I believe that the way to fix this is through hands-on experience. In my personal case, it's agriculture. Having students work hands-on on hydroponic labs and having students actually cultivate and harvest their food is the way that our school has been able to learn more about food production sustainability. But if you're looking into engineering, if you're looking into windmills and renewable energy, there's ways for students to work hands-on on these projects. Personally, for me, it was hydroponics, but for someone else who's passionate about other things, make it hands-on.